Hey everyone, Evan Uno here, and the most recent Nintendo Direct just happened, and I've got some stuff I want to say on it. Now, most of the announcements either were fine, or it was stuff I didn't care for, like, Kirby 3D looks great. We're finally getting N64 games, but not a fan of the idea of upping the price and making a new subscription plan. But the thing I want to talk about today is the talk of the Mario movie that's being made by Illumination and is coming out next year. So they reiterated that it's coming in late 2022, specifically December 21st for North America. But the interesting thing is, they announced the voice cast for it, and it sucks. I'm sorry. Like, as a voice lineup, it sucks. In my opinion, at least. We have Chris Pratt as Mario, Anya Taylor-Joy as Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser, Keegan-Michael Key, why did I say Michael Bay? Keegan-Michael Key as Toad, Seth Rogen as Donkey Kong, Fred Armisen as Cranky Kong, Kevin Michael Richardson as Kamek, Sebastian Maniscalco as Foreman Spike, and then the part that I'm going to talk about a bit later that floors me is the fact that Charles Martinet will be in it, and he'll be having cameo roles. What? The big problem that I have with this is, and this is coming from somebody who's like a really big voiceover guy, like somebody who loves their work, loves that industry, and kind of wishes they were treated better, is this in a way kind of perpetuates the idea of a movie can only really succeed, or an animated movie can only truly succeed if it has celebrity voice actors in it. I think this is a kind of harmful idea to have for a couple reasons. First of all, there are hundreds upon thousands of incredibly talented voiceover artists who would jump at a chance like this to voice in an Illumination movie, especially one that's being co-opted by Nintendo. Like, you have not even just Charles, like a lot of other people would probably be pretty interested in being in this movie. And of course, because they're not big name household names like Chris Pratt or Seth Rogen or for other movies like Leonardo DiCaprio kind of thing, they're just not considered. I just want to know who was on the casting team. Who at Illumination or even Nintendo thought to themselves, Chris Pratt, that guy is going to make a great Mario for a movie. Or anyone who said, like, yeah, I always thought Seth Rogen would make the ideal DK. Let's get him on. In the trailer, or not the trailer, but the discussion for it, Miyamoto described Chris Pratt as being a cool Mario, and I don't see Mario having that coolness factor to him. You're gonna trust the guy that let Thanos destroy humanity for 5 years? You're gonna let that be Mario? I'm just also not a fan of, like... I don't know if I'd even say I'm not a fan. I just don't usually relate or, like, look into big Hollywood actors in general. So a lot of these names are either I'm not necessarily familiar with, or I'm like, oh, great, they're in another movie. Or a voice actor could have easily come in and, done the role and gotten more credibility and stuff. But wait, Evan, you say. Celebrities have been voice acting in animated movies for as long as anyone can remember. Not saying it's good there either. There are plenty of cases where voice actors who have done a character for a long time, or at least a while, have been rejected or haven't been contacted at all to do voices for their character in the movie. One of the most recent examples is Kath Soucie, who was one of the voices of Lola Bunny in Looney Tunes and stuff in Space Jam. When Space Jam 2 happened, they just replaced her with Zendaya. In fact, I would need to look into this, but I'm pretty sure they had her do the entire movie, like all of Lola's scripts. And then they were like, a few months before the movie came out, nah, we're gonna get Zendaya on here because we need more star power. Like LeBron James wasn't enough. Then again, he's not really a movie star. But the point still stands. It's very disrespectful to sort of treat voice actors for granted, especially when some of them would like be happy to get even a fifth of the recognition or credibility or a sort of resume power that these big like actors have in terms of, like, what they're appearing in. Another case is with Scoob. Greta Lyle has been the voice of Daphne for about 20 years now, and she was heartbroken with the fact that they'd never really contacted her for Scoob. It was done by a different actress, I can't exactly remember who, but I do remember Greta Lyle just being completely distraught and, in a way, kind of betrayed, and, you know, I don't blame her. Plus, you have to account the fact that Zac Efron was Fred in that movie for some reason. I think another thing I don't like is the inconsistency of it, because, okay, back to Space Jam 2, right? Lola is played by Zendaya, but every other Looney Tune is played by, like, their respective actor who has been doing it for at least a few years. Like, Eric Bauza is still Bugs Bunny. Like, all that jazz. But why is Lola Bunny different? Because she was introduced in the original Space Jam, you think that you can give her the star power in the second one for some reason? It's that weird inconsistency, and I think that it was still, like, Matthew Lillard as either Shaggy or Scooby in Scoob, when, like, some of the other mystery gang get replaced. Like, it's so weird to see who stays and who's replaced. But, Evan, I also hear you say, didn't the Sonic movie also have big Hollywood actors? You claim to love that movie. Yes, I do, but again, I think it's a little different, because Ben Schwartz is not only a screen actor, but he's done voice work too. He's Dewey in DuckTales 2017. He's he's the Blue Ninja Turtle in the most recent, like, TMNT shows. He has a voice that would fit Sonic. So when he was cast, and when people were sort of like, Ben Schwartz is Sonic. Yeah, I can see it. It made sense. It's not like they got, like... It's not like they got someone like Chris Pratt. It's not like they got Charlie Puth or whatever. Or like someone who's not even an actor or whatever. And with Jim Carrey. Yes, he's a face actor. He's done, like, maybe a couple voices, but Eggman is live action. And of course, Eggman's a human. And Jim Carrey just has that special energy that he pulled off Robotnik Eggman perfectly. So, I don't even think it's the same thing of like, oh, well, they used popular actors in this movie, of course they would do it for that one. Because even if you are going to get popular actors, I think you have to make it make sense. Like, again, what about Chris Pratt says to you, oh, yeah, you could play Mario. And it feels... It all just feels icky to me, I'm sorry. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, Nintendo loves Charles. They would never do anything like replace him, even for a big Hollywood movie. Well, there's your answer, I guess. And I know that a lot of people are going to be saying, and this is true, we haven't seen anything of the movie yet. We barely, if at all, have any concept artwork even, let alone any trailers. But, guys, it's Illumination. I'm sorry. I know I'm sorry if I'm coming off as, like, pompous in this video, but I just have very strong feelings about this topic. We need to sort of deconstruct or completely destroy the idea of Hollywood voice actors, in a way. Has Illumination really made any, like, great movies? Like, I know the first Despicable Me, which was their first movie, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. But, like, all of their other ones, they kind of suck. I'm genuinely interested as to why Miyamoto chose Illumination Animation as opposed to anything else like DreamWorks or... Can't exactly say Blue Sky because they're out of business. But... or even Pixar. Like, what about Illumination's style did Miyamoto say, this would be perfect for Mario? If you look at Illumination's movies, they all have that kind of samey, like, very safe 3D animated style. And it's, like, all across their films, too. Like, you can tell, like, you could take a screenshot from, like, at least half of their catalog and be like, that's an Illumination film. It's not even trying to differentiate itself. So I'm just really worried that Mario and the rest of the cast are going to look all funky, and it's just going to have that Illumination stank. And I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready at all. So this has kind of been my thoughts. Too long didn't watch. Chris Pratt bad. Celebrity voice acting bad. I at least think that at best, it'll be, like, just barely serviceable. I don't know, I don't think it'll be as bad as the 1993 live-action movie, but, like, that makes you go back and look at, like, Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo and think, like, huh, maybe we didn't have it so bad back then. It was still a shit movie, but, you know, Bob Hoskins as Mario kinda worked for that, like, interpretation of Mario. So anyway, that was my thoughts on the Mario movie casting. I'm sorry it's taken so long to make a video. I haven't had much creative drive, but hopefully that's changing soon. Parting messages. Mamma Mia.